Okay. Yes, we in there. You ready? We're going live.
We stay ready.
All right. Stay ready. You got to get
I'm a
ready.
little nervous. I'm a little nervous.
Don't worry about it. We got this. Yo, shout out to Larry Velasquez. My brother said, yo, brothers, you guys are late. Shout out to Larry. What's up, loved one? What's up, loved one? We apologize for the
Larry, what up,
technical
boy?
difficulties. What'd you say, God?
I said, Larry, what up, boy?
Good?
Yeah, turn that down. Turn that volume on.
Some feedback?
I said,
So
Larry, what up,
if
boy?
there's any volume on your end, just
Yeah,
turn
we
it
turned
down,
it off.
brother.
Turned
We
it off.
turned
We
it off
turned it
already.
off.
Okay. So because I think that's where the feed up. Okay, that's where the feedback was coming from.
Got it.
Is you hearing it? Got it. It's all good though. So we had tapped in.
You're not hearing it right now, right?
No, I just hear you. No, you
Uh,
good money. You good money. So sorry for the delay, loved ones. We are officially live right now on YouTube, Instagram, StreamYard. And we have some beautiful, beautiful guests in the building tonight. And these are my loved ones. So first and foremost, how you guys doing today? Before I introduce you properly, how you guys feeling today?
we blessed and highly favored, Every day above ground, a good day. So we good to
Absolutely.
go.
Amen.
Absolutely. So now it's time for the proper introduction. We're going to go like this. It goes like this. Welcome to the Respectfully Great podcast, and I am your host, Johnny Reed. And today, we have a dynamic duo. We have a power couple. We have business partners and life partners who are on a mission to break generational curses by funding
hmm
their own future and
hmm
also repairing what some may consider forever broken, your credit. Let's give a
That's right.
warm round of respect to CF Consultants, Eliana Perez, Shawn Anderson.
Thank
We're in
you.
the
Thank
building.
you. Thank you.
Yes,
That
yes.
was an amazing introduction. I appreciate all of that.
No doubt, man. I'm super, super ecstatic because not only am I sitting down with people that I genuinely love, we've been together, learned together, grown together. We have experienced so many things from when we all came in contact with one another, and it's a beautiful thing that we here on this platform and be able to share our sentiment from our perspectives when it comes to life,
hmm
business, emotional things when it comes to support, etc. So I just want to give the genuine utmost love and respect properly because I think you guys deserve it. I've seen so much growth from you both. When we were
Thank you.
younger, there's some things that
Woo,
we experienced.
come a
Where
long way.
yeah, we came a long way. We came a long way. Listen, we ain't gonna tell them those stories. We ain't gonna
Yeah, say that for
we
another
say
Oh,
time.
we say that for
a
another
good
time. Tell
time.
that you feel me. We came a
Yeah.
long way, and it's a beautiful thing because when I said life partners and business partners, that means something of value. When we talk about relationships and for you guys to sustain, not only be together, but have a
hmm
child, have a family, that shows how much you guys are willing to compromise with one another. And that's something that we don't really see a lot in relationships nowadays because of social media, because of influence from other people. And it's a beautiful thing when you guys carry a mind of your own that shows the ferocity and the willingness to get up and tackle things from your own perspective and willing to work together. So that's super super commendable because like I said, we don't get a chance to see that with younger couples. And just from my backgrounds alone, okay, oh, this dude doing X, Y, and Z, this guy or he or she doing X, Y, and Z, I'm going the
hmm
other way. And we're not gonna turn this to a gossipy thing. I'm just saying that from where I see you guys at right now, I feel I'll be unjust not to properly introduce you guys and let people know you guys are stood tall in the test of time through it
That's
all.
right.
And I witnessed it, and to see you guys in this position right now, not only helping yourselves from what you guys learned and experience, going out there and helping people in real time because I'm
That's
somebody I need
right.
help. I need
That's
help. I
Yo,
need
you know
help.
the motto: each one
what we're
teach
here
one.
for. Yup. Exactly. Each one
Absolutely.
teach
We
one for
don't we don't
sure.
soak up game and not give it back. That's not the way to do it. You help
True
out
indeed.
people.
True
You want to
indeed.
see everybody win.
We're not here to
Absolutely.
gatekeep. We're here to give gems.
Oh, beautiful thing. Before we start getting into all of the technical stuff, I see you guys jet setting, right? I mean, every time I turn around, you guys are on the plane. I see the
Yeah,
flight mileage piling up, and I
yeah.
hear something from you guys all the time, and I'm like, get in the room, get in the room, get in the room, and it makes me ponder for myself, like, what does that mean? Get in the room. Tell me, because I know I'm the only. I know I'm not the only one that's lost. I know there's other people like. What does get in the room mean?
It means the power of proximity.
Mm.
So the more you surround yourself with heavy hitters, people who where your goals are their standards. You know what I'm saying? Like people that are there to elevate you,
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, they're just here to see you win.
Mm.
So that's basically what we've been doing, and it's been doing nothing but great things for us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be in the room is different than looking from outside. The
Okay.
feeling, the vibration,
Yes.
the
Yes.
status, just it's just elevating.
Mm.
So alone, the power of proximity has changed the dynamic of our business tenfold.
Yeah,
Wow.
you got to get in the room with people, not necessarily saying that you want to be them, but you
Correct.
want to get in a room where you aspire to be like some people.
Wow.
So
That's powerful.
you want to rub shoulders with people you aspire to be like. Not
Absolutely.
necessarily you want their life, but you understand they sacrifice and they success. So you like what's going on with them. You should get around those people. You got to be able to change your circle to be able to change your life.
Ooh, you got to be able to change your circle to be able to change
Hmm.
your life. That was a gem right there. It makes me think about how many times have we been in the wrong room?
Hmm.
Have we found ourselves in the wrong room at times?
Hmm.
Most of our lives. That's
Wow.
that's one thing that we're also trying to break when it comes to generational curses, because I, us, we know that we've never been put in a position to be in the room. We
Mm-hmm.
had to get ourselves in the room.
Yep.
And once we got in there, we saw, like I said, the power of proximity, and how, they expect more from you because they know you have it in you.
Hmm.
And we're not here to doubt each other. We're here to uplift each other and get to the bag and help everybody around us. Because to be honest with you, to help other people is a pride that we take.
Wow.
And we all know those rooms that you walk into immediately. You can be on a high before you walk in that room. You
Correct.
walk in that room and it drains your energy.
Yep.
You don't want to be in no room where it drains your energy. You want to be in a room where it sustains your energy or bring your energy up.
Correct.
So you take it to that next level.
Correct.
That's why you got to surround yourself with the right people, because the right people mean everything for your future.
I agree with you. I know there's many times I caught myself in the wrong room and it led me down the wrong path. So when you said being around that circle, around that different energy, it resonates with me and hits home for many reasons. I know there I used to go into rooms where I used to me mug, and I felt like I was somebody else on the opposite end of me was posing a threat. And I can't figure out where this emotional instability come from. And then I started
Hmm.
doing more inner research and started thinking about, some of the past things that we have gone through. Not to get super historical, but there's a thing that called the Willie Lynch letters, right? And
Hmm.
through this history, it was during the slavery time, and it was taught to put, slaves at the time against one another. So they put light against dark, short against tall, fat against skinny, male against female. And that type of ideology makes you think about, damn, I'm taught through conditioning to oppose of what somebody else may look like, everything they got going on, even in their mind. I'm dismissing what they think about, how they eat, how they talk, and not be able to be acceptant of who they are purely because I was forced to cause some friction against that other personnel. So I know for
Mhm.
me, it made me think about some of the things that I've gone through when I walked in some of these rooms and I had a chip on my shoulder and couldn't figure out why until I started doing some of that inner work. And then when I started doing some of this inner work, it started to pour out in a different uh, context when I started getting around some of these other rooms and other personnel where they didn't look at me as looking down on me. They was actually looking for a helping hand, say, how can I help you? And that was different for
Hmm.
me. So when I started to hear people have conversations, no, what can I do for you? I'm like, damn, I'm the one that's always coming out of my pocket financially. I'm always coming out with the information. Not saying I'm the only one that had it, but it seemed like every time I was just constantly offering more than I was receiving. And then when I get into these other rooms, it seems like everybody in the room is willing to help me. So I
Hmm.
know you guys have experienced this along the way because every time I see you guys are going into different rooms. And I want to let people know how powerful that thing is. When you say get in the room, get in the room, get in the room, these are some of the
You
things
have
that
to.
talk to me. Talk to
You
me.
have to. You have to get in the room, like you said. Like You said working on self. If you're gonna work on self, you should start with your credit, because your credit is your history. That's what's gonna take you far. So you either gonna work on your credit, or you gonna just sit around and just let yourself have no credit. Then you're gonna keep spending your money. Why spend your money when you can spend other people's money?
Hmm.
Why spend your money
Absolutely.
when you can have funding
Yes,
and you
yes.
can take yourself far? When you want a house, you want a car, you don't have to ask anybody for anything, because you know your data and that credit is good.
Credit's
But you need
important.
to learn how to know that though before you go into these places and get denied. You don't want to get denied, because then it's a hard inquiry on you, and it's gonna be
Absolutely.
hard to remove. But
Ooh.
that's where we come into play. We
Mm-hmm.
can make that
Mm.
a lot more less stressful for you. We can get the
Absolutely.
job done. So you should want to learn what we know.
Mm-hmm. And
Powerful.
listen, it's it if people don't understand, you got to pay to play.
Hmm.
Listen, it's not like, we just learned how to leverage our credit and,
Hmm.
pay to get in the room and know that that's going to be a 300 times return on investment. Because at the end of the day, I'm not there to sit back and just watch. Plus, they don't allow it.
Yeah.
You get in those rooms, they'd be like, "What is you sitting there for? Get up! You want to make this? You paid to play, baby.
Hmm.
Let's get to winning."
Let me ask you something, right? How do we get over that fear of paying to play? I know me. I spend a lot of money and I lost a lot of money, so I'm skeptical of people at times. Sometimes I don't want to spend my money because I'm like, man, we dealt with some scammers. We
Hmm.
deal with people that's conniving. Sometimes we deal with some untrustworthiness when it comes to something. Not saying that all people are bad. I'm saying that I was in a position at one time where I looked at everybody as the op.
Hmm.
And some of this programming, what I'm talking about, it may be from the losses that I've taken. And
Hmm.
our environments is pretty much like a doggy dog environment, to
Mm.
where it's like what is mine. It was yours is mine. You can't have mine.
Hmm.
And I wanna unpack that, because we want to tell people to come out and get in these rooms. But what are some of the things that they may have to overcome in order to take that initial first step to get in the room? What do you think it starts at?
I think I personally think it starts with a little bit of gaining the trust
Mm,
from the people that you are. Do your research. Don't
mm-hmm.
just be jumping in because you hear it's all glitter and gold, and
Correct.
you know what I'm saying. Like, do your research. Listen, I've lost thousands of dollars myself
Correct.
in
Hmm.
investing in myself,
Yep.
but that didn't stop me from finding now the right mentor and or right, like, people that have guided me. But I did do my research. These aren't
Absolutely.
people who just popped up out of nowhere and I'm like, what, I like what you have to say. Like, he like, these people are tangible. They're willing to help with the knowledge. Like, they're not, like I said, they're just like, we're not here to gatekeep. They don't gatekeep from us. So, like,
Correct.
like, we've taken losses. It just takes a little bit of research and gaining the trust and trusting the people that now better
True.
for.
And
True.
also,
True.
when are you gonna take a chance on yourself? Because one thing you gotta know, when you take these chances, you can't blame the people for you spending money and not having results. But you gotta
Mm,
blame yourself on you don't put in the work. You gotta
absolutely.
understand the work don't work when you don't work. So
Absolutely.
you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you slacking on your motivation, getting up every day and getting the job done, the work don't work if you don't work. It's like going to the gym. You're gonna work that muscle out. Baby
Absolutely.
girl, you want that body for the summer, you gonna be out there running. You on that treadmill, you eating good, you eating fruits, you doing all
Yeah.
that for the body. It's
Yeah.
the same thing when you want to do for your credit. Whatever you put yourself to, you gotta
Correct.
put that work in. That's
Absolutely.
it. That's how you climb the ladder.
You both said very, very key things. Ellie, when you were saying about I invested in me, huge. Before we started investing into other people, you got to believe in you. So that means you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm built to win.
I'm
Hmm.
worthy. I'm
I'm
worthy to
worthy of
win.
it.
A lot of us in our community, the right way to say it, we were brought up to not think we're worthy enough of it.
Correct.
Believe it or not, the way that we look at being successful, being untangible for many of us is unrealistic. We can
Hmm.
all achieve it. We
That's
can
right.
all get there. I am just as worthy as the rest of these millionaires out here using other people's money, scaling my
OPM.
business, doing what I got to do to get mine and my family ahead. I mean, that's the point of breaking generational curses. It's a curse that we think we're not worthy of it.
And you know what make
Absolutely.
them different is from the rest? The rest sit around and watch.
Mm-hmm.
The winners get up and go, get up and
Yep.
do. You ain't
Yep.
gotta have this thing figured out, but you
Yep.
gotta do something.
Absolutely.
Unless you're gonna stay in the same position that you get up every day and complain about.
Yep.
So
You
take
said
the
that.
chance on yourself.
You said that. You said applied knowledge. People want to
Hmm.
blame other people for things not working, but they're not working it. So we want to point
Hmm.
fingers at everybody else for, hey, this didn't work, that didn't work, but you're not the one that's getting up and going on the treadmill. You the one that's not eating right. So when the results aren't showing, it's only a reflection of how you've been doing. So people
Hmm.
Yep.
when they same thing when it comes to anything that anybody wants in their life. Um, Coach Lucky says this to me all the time. Well, in our group setting, all the time, I keep bringing references because that's one of my mentors, right? And for people, I know you guys. Well, I don't want to take the word. I don't want to, put words in you guys' mouth, but I know, from our experience and from what we conversed, I know you guys believe in mentorship, correct?
Oh yes.
Heavy,
Listen,
Heavy.
heavy
we
on it.
can't get to where we're going without a GPS, without a
Mm-hmm.
guide map.
Yes. Yes.
People, you turn on your phone and you put on Waze, even when you know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to avoid traffic.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing mentors do. You're avoiding traffic. They're there to hold your hand or even guide you when there's red flags or kind of hurdles in the way. They've
Mm-hmm.
been there, done that. Why not pay to get the help? I mean,
Absolutely.
listen, if it works for them, it works for me.
Correct.
If it made them
Uh-huh.
millions, why can't it make me millions?
Absolutely.
And what's a great player without a great coach?
You need it. You need a great player and a great coach so you can work as a tandem to get the
What got
job
what
done.
got what got Jordan to them chips besides the teammates?
You feel?
That's the circle. That's the circle. The
That's
teammate, the players you put around you. But you still
absolutely.
need that great coach for that team to get you
Absolutely.
to the next level.
To give you the
Absolutely.
plays, to
You know
give you the
something.
gems.
Yep. I'm gonna cut your wisdom, Ellie. You can finish up.
It's okay, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
We in
My
it. We
mind should
in
be
it.
rolling,
We in it. We in
and
it.
because
That's good.
these
That's good. We gonna
yeah,
go.
We
You know,
taking it.
we just
absolutely.
warming up. You know, it's light talk. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
We better get turned
We gonna
up.
get into
You
it.
better get turned up. One valuable thing I wanted to share when I was saying about Coach Lucky, right? He says
Hmm.
that before we can acquire the thing, we got to become the person.
That's right.
So you got to be. So if you want to be somebody of a millionaire stature, you got to walk like a millionaire. You got to use the linguistics as a millionaire. You have to be able to have your behavior carried out as a millionaire. You got to
That's right.
all of these things go hand in hand to being a millionaire. How do a millionaire walk? How do millionaires speak? How do they interact with other people? How do they utilize their time? And a lot of times we doing peasant behavior and thinking that we're supposed to get rewarded as a millionaire. We
Hmm.
doing peasant mindset when it comes to how we speak about other people. When we start talking about other people and not really uplifting, and we
Hmm.
downing, and we understand why that language ain't corresponding to my financial gain. All of these
Hmm.
things play a major factor. And like you said with the mentorship, there's so many mentors. People say, okay, where else can I find mentors at on the internet? I used to watch Jim Rome all day on YouTube. So a lot of times, if you don't have the finances, you're trying to take away the excuses from people not doing. So when we say we have the bare minimum, I can't get out of my way. You have to start believing in oneself, trusting in you. Then the next step
Hmm.
is, hey, I don't got the finances. Internet is free. We can go
That's
Hmm.
right.
YouTube. We got
That's right.
books. We got there's a
Y'all
lot of
walk
other
around
things.
with a computer in your hands every day.
Come
Every
on,
day.
come on,
That's
Ellie.
right. But you
Looking
know,
up dumb stuff
you
to
know,
be
you can
nice
get,
about
you can get a whole lot
it.
of knowledge from the internet, but ain't nothing like somebody that can streamline success to you. You
Ooh,
know what I'm
talk
saying?
about it.
So you want
Talk about
to
it.
take the long route, or you want to get in this car, and I'm gonna show you how to get there quicker and show you the exact destination where you need to be.
Absolutely. That's what we
Instead,
need.
you can take your little road trip and be asking people, yo, how you get down to this block? Where I gotta go? I gotta go such and such like 5 miles. You might end up all over the place.
Yep.
But I'm gonna jump in the car where they know exactly where they going.
Powerful. That's powerful. GPS. Find the roadmap. Find what's working and work it.
Hmm.
That's so key. A lot of times we waste a lot of time, I don't want to. I don't want to put the onus on no one else. So that's why I talk about myself, saying that I was in this position because I want to let people know that it's a realistic thing that I've experienced, and I know that I'm coming up out of it because there's some things that I still need to change for us when it comes to somehow some days how I talk, some days how I behave, some days when I'm inconsistent. All of these, I'm subject to the same things that we all are subject to. I mean, I want to let you know that when Bone said about having applied knowledge, no, you can have the knowledge, but the application of doing is the key. So a lot of times we miss out on the doing part. We want to just keep
Mm-hmm.
reading every book, watching every YouTube video. Hey, no, I'm watching. There's something about Christopher Williams says, Christopher Williamson, and he says, repeated recall over repeated exposure. Repeated recall is that when we just constantly taking the knowledge, right? We just constantly taking everything in, and repeated recall over repeated exposure. Repeated exposure is when we just constantly take everything and we see things more than one time, and we say, "Yo, I know to turn left, but I got it in my mind." But every time you drive down the road, you never turn left. You got to
Uh-huh.
have the application of actually turn the left, which is repeated recall, meaning that you have to take the action. It's all good to take in the knowledge, but if we don't
Uh-huh.
do the application part, we miss out on the whole game. So when you're saying about getting in the car, using that GPS, using that mentor, having that roadmap to lead me to the promise. Okay, where's the map at to find the gold? Say it's over the rainbow. Hey, where the leprechaun at? Follow the leprechaun. Do what I gotta do. We gonna follow the rainbow. We gonna get to the gold. But if you just navigating without the GPS and it's just discombobulated, you just walking around in no man's land. How we expect to ever get anywhere? So direction is what you're saying is something that we need to have in order to get to and from. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct. And don't think analysis paralysis ain't real for everybody.
Mm,
Because believe it or not, we all here gaining knowledge, like you said, but we all either a little intimidated by taking action, or they never think that they have enough knowledge to take action. But
mm.
guess what? Everyone's gonna learn along the way.
Yep.
Everybody.
Listen,
Just
Absolutely.
the most important part is to believe in yourself, know that you can do it, have good credit, you can have a business, you can have it running up, making money, thousands of dollars a day. It's
True indeed.
possible for anybody. So
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? It's just you got to take and apply and do the work.
yeah, we move
Powerful.
with faith. We move with faith, but we're gonna move with knowledge too.
Yep.
When you combine both of them, that's
Yep.
where you get success at. Because you got at the end of the
Absolutely.
day, you gotta believe in yourself. Nobody want to go to work every day.
Correct.
Everybody want to do what makes them happy.
Yeah.
So you should always take that chance and take that step. Because a lot of us quit way too soon. I feel like all of
Hmm.
us is winners in life at some point,
Absolutely.
but we all gave up on something.
Yeah. Ooh.
When are you gonna stick to your guns and stick to what you want? A lot of us got kids out here. We
Mm-hmm.
want them to have a better living, but what are we really doing to change the direction of that?
Correct.
We're going to the same old jobs, working for the same old people, getting the bare minimum.
Making them rich.
When
Yep.
you can become a boss of your own.
True indeed.
All this social media, everything is unlimited.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't have this 20, 30 years ago.
Nope.
So why don't you find something and do it? And
I
we're here
agree.
to help people when you want to start a business. We're here to help you get that funding.
Yep.
If your credit's not good, that's okay. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get you right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
We
you ain't
can
got
help you structure
and
it.
you
We
ain't
can help
got
you get it funded. We can
Yep.
help you get it up and running. Just we gotta
listen,
just do it.
listen, I
Yeah.
got
Talk that
myself
talk.
I
Talk
got
that talk.
myself at a $30,000 a debt.
Wait. Hold up. Hold up. Time out. Before we move any further on that, tell these people again some of that story of you getting yourself out of $30,000 of debt. Explain that to
Yeah.
me.
I
Unpack
got
that.
myself out of debt. And how I got myself out of debt, I built into my mentor. They
Mm.
showed me the ropes. They showed me exactly what I needed to do to get there.
Wow.
And I can show people how they need to do to get there. It's one play I can give you. It's called SoFi. You can get on there, put all your information in there, and you can fill it out, and it will show you what they can do to help you. It's better than a consolidation loan.
SoFi.
That's just one play. That's
So
just
what is
one
what, what is
avenue.
what is SoFi? Run that back.
SoFi
What,
is
what is
a
SoFi?
SoFi is a platform, is a financial institutional like platform
Correct.
that allows you to go on there and apply for different types of loans.
Mm-hmm.
One being a personal loan that does not reflect on your credit.
Okay.
So
Is it like a
basically,
soft pull or something? Oh no.
it's a soft pull.
Exactly.
It allows
Okay.
you to see exactly how much you might get pre-approved for.
Got you.
Of course, after the pre-approval process, once you go through with it, it's going to ask you for just a little bit more of your information, which is
Correct.
necessary. And if you need help with all of that, we can do that for you as well. When it comes to providing documentation and all that kinds of stuff.
Absolutely.
But basically what they do is they allow you to take out a loan that wouldn't, like I said, it wouldn't really reflect on your credit, so that when you go to pay down your utilization of your debt, which is your DTI, that affects you getting funded. So it allows you to pay that utilization down so that you can get future funding for your business, and then you can revolve that debt into your business, because in reality, like, it all is supposed to work for itself. So at the end of the day, he got himself out of debt by getting a personal loan through SoFi, and
Wow.
then paying down his utilization, being able to get business funding, and then put that debt into business so that the business can pay for it.
Wow.
Simple.
You unpacked so much in there. So much, so much, so much. And I
Well,
want
I
to
don't know if it
That's
was.
just a little bit.
Look, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was simple for everybody, but that's how
yeah,
simple
so
it is.
because I'm gonna take a step back really quick, just so if anybody they never even heard about credit. So the reason why I'm saying is because I know that sometimes in our communities we're not really taught to, use the system. We taught not to put our money in banks. We want
Yep.
to keep everything under the mattress. I know some guys I work with, right? They keep everything their life in their wallet. And I'm saying to myself, what happens if you lose that wallet and we have no security? So that means your life savings go down the drain. So when we talk about credit, some people it's a foreign language to understand it. So unpack credit. When you say utilization, when you say credit, what is this?
Well, what everybody thinks credit is that big number that they talk about. Oh,
720,
do you
850,
have a
that type of stuff.
750? You have like 500 credit score. Like, people think that that's what credit is. That's not credit. That's your
Mm,
credit score. So when we talk about credit, we talk about the data points on
Mm-hmm.
your report.
Yep.
okay.
So what entails into that number is one, like your utilization.
Yep.
So that means your DTI, how much credit have you been given and how much are you using of it? Usually we don't recommend anything more than 30% personally, so that your
Okay.
DTI is good, and things like that. So that's one thing. Your payment history, do you pay on time? Do you
Yep.
pay your
And
bills?
DTI is debt to income, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
DTI is debt to income.
Okay.
Correct. So,
So
so your
I know
payment
I'm
history.
gonna keep stopping you. Only reason
No, it's
being
okay.
because
No, thank
it's
you
a
for
big
that, because we do
language.
gotta explain it. Sometimes
Yeah,
we just in the go
I
like
want you to
everybody knows.
for
So
sure.
I got you.
DTI, we know what DTI is, right? But for
Correct.
somebody that's average that says I keep my money in my wallet, I have no clue on what you're talking about. Debt to income. What is
So
that?
what debt to income is like, let's just say, to keep it simple and
Simple. Yep.
very very minute. Let's just say you got a credit card that you got for $100.
Yep.
Okay, they're giving you $100 on credit.
Yep.
Okay, so how much you use out of those $100 allows you to know what your debt, which is what you used, to income ratio is, how much you're really able to sustain yourself to pay that credit back.
Mm,
So basically, if you're using 30% utilization out of $100, we don't suggest you use more than $30 out of every $100 you get lent,
powerful.
because, you know 30% is really the max
Correct.
people should be using their credit to,
Yep.
because there's always other ways to get more funding,
But you
um,
really want to be at an 8%.
for
Mm,
business
for
funding.
business. Okay.
Personal wise, 30% is a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Business wise, we don't suggest anything more than 10%, because that's just the bank's sweet spot. So we
Mm-hmm.
try to stay within their sweet spot. These are the things that we know can get you funded.
When you say
So
when you say utilization versus the debt to income, so if you go over that $30 out of the $100, you'll start to fall in something that will call, if you use $50 out of
Mm-hmm.
the $100, they consider that high
so they
utilization, right?
will they'll start to red flag you, to say their income can't afford more than this,
Mm,
And they start to look at you
and
as
they
you.
start to not fund you.
They start
They
to look
start
at
to
you like you're
red
not
flag you.
trustworthy at that point.
It's just not a
got it.
reliable thing for them.
Got it. So the people out there, it's just for not argument's sake, but letting people know that, hey, if you have $100 and you're using it on credit card, don't use more than 30% rule of thumb, because you start to get red flagged, high
Mm-hmm.
utilization, and this is
Yep.
where we run into trouble at.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Absolutely. Okay.
Correct.
Beautiful thing.
Sorry, let me just.
I just wanted to get that clarified because these are some
No,
of the
of course.
questions that I was
Sorry, the
asking
light
myself
went off.
No, of
before.
course.
Yeah, before I got familiar with some of these things. When you say utilization, DTI, I was like, huh? It's like speaking a
Yeah,
foreign language.
utilization is mainly what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I need a cord, your phone charger.
Pardon,
Um,
pardon me one
Yeah,
second.
no worries.
but so basically, yeah, that your utilization affects what your debt to income ratio is.
Got
So
it.
however much you use in credit is what the banks look at to see if you're reliable to get lent more money.
Got it.
So they both play hand in hand.
Yeah.
So it's really important. Like I said, the score is not really what we're looking at, it's the data points of the report.
Okay.
So, like I was saying, your payment history, are you paying on time? Usually they don't lend anybody anything without 100% payment history. So,
Yeah.
that's something that we always can help, our clients get to. The utilization, like we just explained, they try to see that you have more than 4 years of credit history under your belt just to
Mm.
see, they like to see that you have some sort of
Even,
revolving credit, some way.
and even if you
Um,
don't, it's still ways around that where we can work with that. So if you're new to
Okay.
the credit history, it's still ways we can work with that. So don't be alarmed when you hear 4 to 5 years.
Yeah,
Correct.
I dig it.
So there's a lot of people that, they start fresh. They don't have anything reporting to, their their credit bureaus, which there
Yeah.
are three, just in case nobody really, is aware. It would be Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So those are the three credit bureaus
Okay.
that, they marry together to create your score. So
Got it.
whatever they're reporting, what they're getting reported is what's creating your score. And what they're getting reported are your habits.
Hmm.
Yep.
So it's either you have good habits or you don't have good
Hmm.
habits. And even if you didn't up to this point, you can just, figure it out. Listen, you want to get your credit and your life together and you want to scale, you got to, budget yourself,
Correct.
manage, money manage, or just learn how to leverage, I mean, if you learn how to leverage, you can be into multi-millions dollars worth of debt, just like all these multimillionaires, and still get funded, still get money,
Hmm.
still
Wow.
make money,
Hmm.
still all of those things. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Not all debt is bad debt. You can have good debt.
Yeah,
Mm.
because everything you can have a 750, 800, and your history might not be like mine. I can have a 680 with a better history than yours and get more funding than what you get. So don't always just look at the score. It's about the back history. It's like a report card.
Okay.
It's like
Explain
a
that.
report card. You either got straight A's or you don't. You might have an A, B, C, D. So if it's all over the place, then it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
you got to get good grades in every category,
Correct.
Ideally.
like an
So,
honor roll student.
yeah. So, like I was saying, at least 4 years of credit history. They try not to see anything more than two negative or derogatory marks, which have to do with your bad habits.
Yeah.
Paying, not paying on
Mhm.
time, closed accounts because you owe money.
Mhm.
Those are negative and derogatory marks. You get them from hard pulls. Certain credit cards also, can put a negative mark on your credit report because you're trying to get funded. I mean, that's natural, but there are ways, to get them taken off so that you can rinse and repeat is what we call. So you just rinse your credit and then you go for funding again
And don't
because
think and
you're
don't think
gaining good credit here.
and don't think
Absolutely.
when you close those accounts that's good all the time. All the time it's not good to close some accounts. Some accounts you want on your history so that can help you out later. A lot of
So
people like to get rid of the accounts that's on there. Nah, you're actually doing the wrong thing. You're actually biting yourself.
really.
So yeah, you got to make sure you're getting rid of the right accounts. What we're gonna help you do is we're gonna help you hold on to those strong ones and get rid of the ones you don't need.
What
Correct.
about when you say strong accounts? Are we saying like store credit cards versus like major banks that give out credit cards like
I'll give
Chase or
you an
like?
example for myself.
Give me an
Like
example.
my student loan at this point is helping me more than it's not helping me
Okay.
because it's the longest financing I've had in my history. So the longest
Hmm.
account that you have is what shows as long as you've had and been able to manage financing.
Got it.
So like my student loan, I had it up to deferment until I was able to start paying.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all those, because people don't have knowledge of the game. If you get your student loan, there are times everyone hits a brick wall.
Yeah.
We're all here, struggling. We're
Yep.
paying, living paycheck to paycheck at one
Correct.
point. So I mean, I've called my student loan. I said, listen, what can I do to, I can't pay it right now. Like, what's up? Like,
Yeah, get the options.
and listen, closed mouths don't get fed.
Yep.
So I'm over here figuring it out. So, I'm calling everybody, including my financing, my student loan financing. I'm like, listen, I can't pay this month. Maybe not even next month. I can pick it up in 3 months,
Correct.
and they taught me something called a deferred payment. So, you know what I mean? People sometimes, if you are straight up upfront, not every financial institute offers it, and you're depending on what your payment history was like, they might
Yeah.
not offer it to you.
Okay.
So it all depends. But like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. So unless you find out, it's going to affect your credit if you don't pay it and you don't say nothing. But if you say something and they tell you, listen, you don't have to pay it. I'm going to call you in 2 months. We'll see where we're at. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll kind of pick up from there. So that's where I was at when it came to my student loan for a very long time. So,
Mhm.
but me doing that, it kept my payments up to date. So
Gotcha.
I'm in good payment
Standing.
history
Yep.
for them. So my
Absolutely.
payment history with them is at 100% because it was deferred on their half.
Got it.
So they're like, okay, so now that I'm getting funding and they're looking at also the credit mix that you have. So what types of cards you have? Have you had an auto loan? Do you know what it is to pay a credit card? Do you have a student loan? They like to see a mixture of like loans and stuff like that on your
Right.
credit report. So that's another data point that you have to make sure you hit to get funded because they like to see that type of credit mix.
So, with your services, you guys offer all of this knowledge, and you guys be able to help people with student loans, bad credit, no
It don't
credit,
matter. It don't matter what
funding.
it is. You got
We can clean your credit. I mean, the point is to get you right. We use the right programs, the legal programs. We don't do credit sweeps. They're illegal. I don't know who's out there telling you that
yeah. If
they
you're doing
aren't.
that, don't do that one.
We don't
Do
suggest
not do
it.
Don't
that
do
one.
that.
We don't suggest it. So what we do is we work with a specific program that finds and is coded. It's a coded
For questions.
program.
Okay.
So there are coded programs out there that, kind of
Open this
pick
up.
up where, you can kind of get it written off. So in a way,
Let me see.
our programs are set up in a way to hold the credit bureaus against themselves to get certain things written off. And like I said, we usually do that for um, bad accounts. We don't do that for any good accounts. We can get certain things taken off, like certain late payments to get you to your 100% payment history. Things to kind of help you get right, so that when
Absolutely.
we go get funded,
Uh-huh.
you're in position and you look and you have the ideal credit report for all banks.
Awesome. What I want to jump into really quick because we have a lot of guests that are tapped in right now. They really eating up this credit thing. They want to know, and we have um some dope individuals that's in our chat, and they want to correspond. They have some questions. So what I want to
Yeah.
do is I want to look through the
Run it.
chat and just ask some of the questions that they may have. Um, we have we have Peace watching this live video. We have people from making major decisions. That's P. We have Tracy Real Estate. Scare money don't make no money. It says
Heard you.
yes, yes. It says imposter syndrome from Tracy is real in our community. Gotta push past it. Absolutely. From Roy Red, it says debts and assets. We
Uh-huh.
have some debts and assets. We want to lean more towards the
You can get some
assets.
great debt to get some great assets. Don't
Come
get that
on, let's talk
twisted.
about it. Let's
Learn,
talk
learn how to
about it.
work it. Learn
Gotta know
how
how
to
to
work
work
it.
it.
That's it. You gotta know where the bank is pulling from.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Ooh,
When
that's
you have
key.
knowledge of where the bank is pulling from, then you have a better idea what you can do. because your Experian can be better than your TransUnion and vice versa. So you got
Ah.
to know exactly which one they pulling from to get you what you need. And that's what we
Mm.
service. We know these banks. We have relationships with these banks.
I dig
So
it.
if you don't have a relationship with these banks, sometimes they're not gonna take the chance on you.
True.
But they know me. They know Eliana. They know we
Absolutely.
good.
CF
So we
Consultants.
will
They
help
know
you with
y'all.
that
And they
Absolutely.
know that we're also being the ones, we're actually putting our faces
on the line.
on the line for our clients
Definite.
because we're the ones putting them in position to get funded. We're
Understand.
the ones telling these bank reps and all these people getting you guys funded, listen, trust me, I'm going to do what I got to do for my
Mm-hmm.
clients to come to
Mm-hmm.
you and get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's powerful. So you guys are actually standing 10 toes for your clients. You going to
Yeah,
war with them.
definitely.
All the way,
Definitely.
That's what I'm talking
all the
about. Yeah,
way.
y'all stand up.
Definitely. You.
I mean, I
We're
need y'all
not
to
gonna
fight for
just send.
me,
We're
man.
not gonna just send you through that door. We're gonna walk through that door with you.
Listen, I need y'all to walk the door. Walk through the door with me, man. I need some help,
That's
Hmm.
man.
right.
I
The
couldn't get
gas
candy
money
bar every
drawers
day to
on you
school,
heard.
man. Absolutely. Hold up. I have a few more questions. So we have a question right here. What's revolving credit? What is revolving credit?
Revolving credit is when you get funded and you get a credit line, whether it's a credit card or like a credit like loan.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you can borrow off of, pay back, and continue to borrow. It just you just keep washing off your debt and you keep
Mm-hmm.
borrowing, washing off your debt, keep borrowing. It's a revolving line that you can keep taking from as long as you pay your debt.
Wow, that's great. That's great. We have one more question. It says, "What are the best banks to get the ball rolling, or would it be any? Doesn't matter."
Listen, if you're not already following me on Instagram, underscore Eliana.Perez underscore, I gave 3 banks that give brand new LLCs funding.
That's right.
Mm,
One being Chase,
Yep.
two being Truist, and
Yep.
the third being American Express. A lot of people don't think, but they give a lot of brand new LLCs funding. So
wow.
follow me and you'll keep gaining knowledge.
Let's
And I know
go.
firsthand because I got funding from Chase and I got funding from American Express. I ain't gonna tell y'all the limit they gave me, but just know they blessed me.
They blessed me. They looked
Just know
out for
they
the
blessed
God.
me, and I'm about to double back.
Just know
Let's
that we're
go.
not jet. Just know that we're not jet setting on our dollar.
Absolutely. Let's
Oh
go.
yeah, we definitely ain't taking trips on our dollar. We gonna move around the world on OPM. That's
Other
other
people's
people
money.
money.
Let's go. I got a few questions. I think it'd be unjust for me not to ask you guys these things because I feel that you guys can give really deep insight just about the path that you guys walked to get to where you are today. So um when it comes to uh what inspired you guys to get on this entrepreneurship journey?
You want to take that first, or
I mean, yeah, I'll take it first. I mean, to be honest with you, it's been something that I was raised around. The
Entrepreneurship.
inspiration was like entrepreneurship is in my parents.
Okay.
Like they were the ones that kind of at least broke us into the fact that entrepreneurship is out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't shown to me through other people, I wouldn't even have understood it. I would have been somebody happy working for someone else and building their business because I'm a hell of a worker.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in a position and I'm a ace it. I go
Absolutely.
110 in every position I do. So, my parents, my mom breaking generational curses of being from a third world country, buying a house, becoming a citizen in this country.
Wow.
My dad, coming out of, prison and hitting the ground running with his landscaping and entrepreneurial ideas and making money, buying his house as well.
Mhm.
So like, it to me, it was inbred in me since
Correct.
I was young. I mean, and it was a subconscious inbreeding. Like
Mm,
just like they say they groom people, I was groomed to be an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I like that. That's deep.
And, and for me, I kind of think the same, but it's a little different because I come from a single parent home, so we all come from in the community, the black and brown community. Most of us didn't have fathers in the house,
Yep.
so we had to step up and be that man in the house. So
Yep.
most of us are entrepreneurs already. We just don't know it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. I just had to start putting my energy towards the right things.
The
Absolutely.
right thing.
The right
But
thing.
before I used to put my energy towards negative things, and we all know what I'm talking about. But we
Yeah.
not we
That's
don't
all bones.
we
We
don't we
talking
don't
about CEO now,
Absolutely.
we don't do
Absolutely.
we don't do those childish things. As you become a man and you want better for yourself, better for your family, better for your friends. So we take the right step and put that energy towards something we know that's gonna be positive, that's gonna have a good outcome. That you ain't got to look over your shoulder or worry about what's gonna be my outcome of the day or the night.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I feel like I've been an entrepreneur for a while. I just had to find the right niche,
Yep.
and I tried different things because I always gamble on myself because I
Yeah.
always put me first. If I don't take a chance on me, nobody will. So even when I fail, I don't fail because I tried it. It might not succeed in it, but I got up and went and found something else and got the job done on that. Because at the end of the day, I dust myself off.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure
So
you brought a lot of gems from every mistake you've made.
for
So
sure.
Exactly.
For
Every
sure.
loss is a lesson in life. Everything is depending on how you look at it.
Yep.
I don't look at things in a negative no more. I used to.
Yeah.
Used to be angry about a lot of stuff, but I don't let any of that stuff get to me.
Yep.
I get up every day and smile on the hardest times
Yep.
because there's always a sunlight at the end of that tunnel. So you
Absolutely.
just gotta keep pushing, and you're gonna get to where you want to be. But make sure you get up and do something.
and
I
invest
love
in
that.
yourself.
I love that. Because right now you giving the hope and inspiration to people out there that are in these situations to where they're looking at the corner as the corporate office and they're looking at,
Hmm.
hey, I have my mom or my dad or my family which is in disarray and we have poor money habits. But you telling
Hmm.
us today that there's possibilities that we can overcome this thing and actually gain our financial wealth through some of these practices, correct?
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we go through those things, but everything that we grow up with is a learning lesson.
Yep.
If your parents had bad money management, you seen that. It's a
Mm-hmm.
learning lesson. You're gonna learn how to manage money. And you
Mm-hmm.
seen people doing things out front your door, whatever they doing, but they get into it. It's all a learning lesson. You might not want to do that, but you can apply that same energy to whatever you want to do.
Correct.
And that's what we do. We apply that energy that we want to apply somewhere else. We always focus in. We know what our target is, so we focus in on that, put our energy towards that every day.
Man, I
And
commend y'all for
listen,
that.
don't think we haven't taken hurdles down with us on the
Yeah,
way,
for
because
sure.
we've hit brick roads, we've hit in, stubborn, tough
Nothing,
people, and it's just all a growing pain
Correct.
when they
nothing,
say that.
nothing's different from getting up and going to a job every day. The only
Yeah.
difference with this is we get up and we happy to do it.
I like that.
That's the only
I like
difference.
that.
When you happy to do it, you go harder.
You feel like a sense of ownership. Is that what you feel?
Definitely. I feel a sense of freedom when I can move on the hours I want to move on. I get to pick my son on the bus every day.
I
That
like
feel
that.
good. That feel great. I get
I
to pick
like
him
that.
up every day, and I still get the job done. It feel good to be a father first and a businessman second, but I can make my schedule whatever way I want.
I like
And
that.
that's what I want for all my people around me. I want you to be able to spend more time with your kids. You got to figure out how to do that first. And I
Correct.
want to help y'all do that.
I
But I
love
can't
that.
help you if you're not willing to bet on me.
Mm. So we got
And bet
we
on
have
yourself.
yep.
Yeah, and better, most importantly, bet on yourself. Because when you bet on me, you betting on yourself first.
So working together in our communities, a lot of times we don't we don't work together. We see other
It's time to
religious
change
groups.
that,
Oh,
though.
okay. Talk to me.
It's time to change that. Like with
Yeah.
me and Eliana, I
Yep.
always say a couple that hustle together, that's a couple that stay together.
Yeah. I
Why
like
wouldn't
that.
you want to uplift your queen? Why wouldn't she
Absolutely.
want to uplift her king? We
Mm.
gonna get this money together.
Get this money
Listen,
on.
don't think that this isn't the first venture we've taken.
Yeah.
It just seems to be the one for us. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? We've
Absolutely.
lost a lot of money together. Like, we're ready to make all this money back and tenfold.
And
But one
some.
thing, but one thing we always gonna do, we gonna pour into each other cup.
That's
It
key.
ain't ever gonna be empty.
I
We
like
gonna
that.
pour into each other.
Man, it made me think about something, right? Because I'm glad you said that. I was trying to figure out what motivates you guys if one of your partners aren't motivated for the day. So say today, Bones have a sluggish day, right? Bones don't want to get out the bed. He got the hot cocoa, Netflix is on, whatever it may be.
Listen,
And you like,
listen.
yo, babe, we gotta hit the ground running. What is something that you would do to inspire him to say, yo, we gotta get this
You
thing
could go
going?
first on that one.
What inspired me? She know what inspired me. She get to talking to shh.
I was just gonna say.
See,
That's
look,
why they get that
look, I don't like being talked to crazy, and I don't like being challenged on motivation. Like, who you talking to? You forgot how you met me? I'm gonna get some chicken, you
Yeah, I'm gonna
heard?
get some chicken, baby.
I'm gonna get up and get to it. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Absolutely.
definitely not the
Like she
conventional.
is. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to motivate her, she don't want to do it. I'm gonna talk my shit too. It's a good challenge.
Yeah.
It's never a negative challenge, but we gotta get up and challenge each other. That's how we gonna keep going.
That's how we
Absolutely.
definitely do
You know
it.
what I'm
in
saying?
here,
You want
for
don't
sure.
have your partner sitting around not doing nothing. Cause
Good competition is great
listen,
competition.
we either gonna
Absolutely.
get this boat to keep going, or somebody gonna be an anchor in this relationship. You be
Yep.
an anchor in this relationship, then you gotta let go of the anchor,
Absolutely.
no matter who they are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Has
If
that
mom do say, look, if mom do say with your mom, you gotta stay home.
got to stay
Mhm.
You
home?
can't
Cause we
Hey,
out here.
you can't
got to
slow this
go.
down. I love you to death, but we
Look where
got
that come
somewhere we
from.
gotta go. We got something we
Absolutely.
trying to do. So
Absolutely.
nothing stop this boat.
And
Whether
trust me, you'll see when we get there.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Because ain't nobody throwing no dirt in this mind. It's all about the mindset. And if you
Absolutely.
allow one person, and to be honest with you, it usually is a person with inside your circle
Yeah.
that's
to
the anchor.
throw it
Yeah.
on is you already losing.
Yeah.
That's
It tend
right.
to be
Because
people
at
that
the
we
end of
love.
the day, it's just this is number one.
Listen,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta let people out the boat,
Yeah.
or sometimes you gotta let people out the car.
Yes.
You heard what Trey told Doughboy, let me out.
Let me out.
You
Let
know
me
what I'm
out.
saying? If you ain't with this positive goal, you gotta get out. You gotta get out the car. I'll let you out right here. Lay you to death. I might
Got to
let you.
go.
I might pick you up here and there. But when we're going to get this money, you gotta get up out of here.
And all these things could be hindrance that anchor people, places, things, poor habits. All of these things can be major, major distractions into where we trying to go.
Cause every energy rub off on self.
Mm.
It's called the power of proximity. As we
Mm.
started all of this,
Yes, yes.
because
You
to
see
be
that full
honest with
circle?
you,
You see
Yep.
that full circle?
it goes
Absolutely.
full circle.
She dropped that in the beginning of the chat.
Absolutely. And we double right back
That's
to it.
real. That's
We double
real.
right back to it. That's how you know
That's
when truth
real.
speaks. Because it doesn't
Sometimes
go
listen.
away. Truth always come through. And
Yes.
that's just a confirmation of what we talking about when we say, things come back full circle. So when we speak in truth, this is the results that we get. So it doesn't
Let
it
me tell
doesn't
you.
happen by happenstance. It doesn't happen by chance. It happens by realistic, situations happening and by principles. The laws that we all live by, right? These are
Hmm.
some of the things that if it's true in one domain, it got to be true in another. So what goes up must come down, and vice versa. So that means no matter where you go, up is up, down is down. You can turn yourself around, you can do whatever you want. You're still up and down.
You gotta get out your comfort zone. That's key. You think I'm comfortable on this thing right now, you
You got
tripping.
to be crazy.
But at the same time, you can't be scared to get out there.
Yeah.
Like you think I'm comfortable making videos for social media, getting out of my comfort zone? No. Scared money don't make money. Closed mouth don't get fed. You gotta get up and do what you gotta do.
And to be honest
Absolutely.
with you, we doing it for our audience. We're
Yep.
not even really doing it for ourselves, because the knowledge we're dropping is really something that, if it's applied properly, can get you guys money, can get you guys off the ground, can personally, business wise,
Yep.
any which way you look at it, because it all stems from credit, and we're not educated
Listen,
enough on that,
listen.
especially in our community. They don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you financial freedom in school. They don't teach you none of that. They teach you how to be a technician. They teach you how to work for other
Cog in the
people. They
system.
teach you how to be a rat in what they call the rat race.
Yep.
Listen. If anybody out there don't believe what we telling you, just go to my Instagram or go to Eliana Instagram and just run one play that we talked about.
Correct.
Just go look at the video and run one play, and you
Absolutely.
come back to me and tell me the results you got.
Well, to be honest with you, sometimes, but
But
that's why we also double back to investing in yourselves. Like, listen, not everybody can do it by themselves. That's why we also offer our services, because it's not really. I mean, you can go get yourself funded. Don't get me wrong,
Correct.
but you gonna go get yourself a measly $5,000, a
Mhm.
measly $10,000, because you don't know how to position yourself right.
that's where our expertise
But
come in. Our
we will
specialty.
position you to get $50,000, $100,000,
Wow.
$150,000,
Mhm,
depending on the play we play.
mhm,
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, you can go get yourself funded.
mhm.
You might think you have the right data points just because you're looking at a credit score, but that's not what you're supposed to be looking at.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So if you pay to play, you really gonna play.
Absolutely.
How much money you want to play with?
The question is,
Absolutely.
are you ready to get right?
That's the question.
You
That's the
ready to get
question you
right
ask
with
yourself.
yourself? You ready to take it there, or you gonna continue to talk about it? You can spend years talking about what you want to do.
And never do nothing.
We all know that. We
Yep.
all know people like, yo, I'm about to start this. I'm about to start this business. Next year you still ain't start nothing. Success loves speed. Success love
Ooh,
don't
I
wait for
like that.
nobody.
I like that.
Understand that.
Success loves speed.
Success loves speed. So you believe in something, do it now.
Deliver on yourself.
Do it now.
Let me ask you a question. What is one of the biggest challenges you guys have faced up until this point along your journey?
Business
One of the
wise or
biggest challenges.
personally?
It could be business, it could be personal, freedom, it could be open. Just one of the challenges because I want to highlight.
I'll tell you.
Number
Go
one,
ahead.
I think business wise was funding.
Okay.
How'd you about
That was our biggest
uh,
hurdle. And to be honest with you, it's after we realized that, because like, in reality, you can't do anything in this world to succeed without good credit, without good funding, without the money.
Yeah.
mhm.
Because money speaks volumes, especially in the rooms we're trying to be in.
Absolutely.
And
You know
like
what I'm
and like and
saying?
like Eliana said before, this ain't our first business. So our first business is real estate. We real estate investors first. Now, being an
Right.
investor, you need hard money lenders. You need private money lenders. You need to know people. You need to have
Yeah.
somebody that's going to trust you. When we teaching you how to get your credit right, to get your personal funding or business funding, you don't need that no more. You want to
Mm.
invest in houses. We teach you how to get funding so you can do that. You don't got to ask no questions. You don't got to ask anybody for help. You can do it. You can change that direction now.
There
You can get
are
on your path.
Yes.
there are some credit cards and platforms out there that allow you to liquidate credit cards into cash to invest in real estate.
Hmm.
Again, I'm going to take that play. I'm going to tell you one more time. There are credit cards and platforms out there that allow you to liquidate, meaning take that credit, turn
Mm-hmm,
it into cash,
mm-hmm,
and invest it into real estate.
Wow.
mm-hmm.
I,
With zero APR rates.
you you guys got so many plays, and uh, it just made me think about all of the services that you guys offer. If I want to change my circumstances, I have the opportunity to do that today.
Today.
I have
All
the
you got to
opportunity
do
to do
is
that
click
today
the
with you
link in
guys.
the bio, fill out the pre qualifying form, the funding pre qualifying form, schedule a free consultation.
Yep.
That's when we'll review whether you're ready to get funded now, or if you need to take a couple of steps back and fix your credit, and then we can also help you with that.
Where
But
where where can they
also,
find this format? Where can
It'll
they get this?
be, yeah, in any of our bios. There's a link in our bios.
Okay.
Again, my Instagram is underscore Eliana dot Perez underscore. So there's a link in my bio.
my Instagram is Bones BONEZ underscore CEO. You can go on the link in my bio and
Or you can go on our business page that is CF Consultants, and there's a link in that bio too. All you got to do is and
and
listen, hablamos español. Si ustedes tienen alguien que necesitan ayuda con su crédito o coger financiamiento, también hablamos español y estamos aquí a ayudarlos a todo el mundo, ustedes también.
see, see.
See,
So yeah, we speak
I
Spanish
comprende.
over here.
I don't know what she said, but comprende.
Just in case we got anybody who speaks Spanish on the live, but yeah, we speak Spanish. We're ready to help all communities.
Yeah, that's right. And not
That's
even just that. Listen. If you're looking to get, I'm gonna give you a play right now. If you're looking to
yes.
get your credit right, get your credit up. They got such thing called rent reporters. It will go back 10 years. It will go back 10 years of where you living at and give you a history of paying credit for 10 years.
And
It's
you
only
can use
about
that in your
$95,
credit report.
only about $95 to start up and about $10 a month. And it will boost your credit.
Yeah. So what rent reporters is another play. So we know that a lot of people in here don't have a lot of credit history, but
Right.
they have a lot of history in paying rent.
Mhm.
So when it comes to paying rent, if you've paid rent for multiple years, that rent that you've paid can help you gain the history that you need all through rent reporters. So you just got to go in there, They report to all three bureaus to help you build all three bureaus. So they report to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Because like we were stating before, it really all depends on what bureau you're going to play off of for your next play. Because like I said, you might have two bureaus that are off. But if you have one bureau that you almost ready to get funded, listen, I could get you funded with one bureau. I don't need all three bureaus. You know what I'm saying? As if you got one good bureau going for you,
and we can double stack with that. And we can hit it more than once.
Can I ask for a favor? I may be a little bit greedy. I might be a little bit greedy. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be a little bit greedy. Yeah. I think our listeners, they may want to hear this as well. For our listeners that's in here today, right? Because that's the homies, that's the family. Is it possible they be able to get like a little discount? They use the code like respect or something. They come in, they tap and they say, "Oh man,
you know what? I'm gonna do it right now. You know what? For anyone who's on the Respectfully Great podcast right now, if you click on our link right now, because it has to be right now, and fill out the pre-qualifying form and schedule a free consultation and actually deliver on yourselves, because you got to invest in yourself here. All right. We'll give it to the first 5 people at $750.
That's right.
Come on.
Our original price is $1,000.
Come on. Let's play.
Let's run it. Why wait and get the job done?
Why and investing in yourself? Listen, that's chump change to what we can get you funded.
And these are light plays. We can go on for days. We got an ebook that's coming out. You can buy the ebook. It's going to give you so much information.
Yeah.
Before you get to us, you can get yourself situated already.
I like that.
So, we got a couple of ebooks on the way. They're actually going to be dropping within this week. People, it's a little bit more detailed when it comes to maybe you wanting to take action on your own. But it will meet people at different levels of, economically, not a lot of people if you're not ready, but listen, when are you ever going to be ready?
Listen, number one thing this year, no more coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
That's why I want people to know. No more coming out of your pocket.
Absolutely.
Build up that credit. Get something back for that. Don't just let that money go out your pocket. You want to go to the club? Cool. You want to go to the club? You know what these millionaires do? They put the bottles on credit.
Absolutely.
They're not in there throwing away their cash. I want you to hold on to that. You want to put that under your mattress. You want to put it in your shoebox. Do what you do with that.
Let it be there for that rainy day, like they say. Use other people's money to scale and your money for a rainy day.
Don't get right. Listen, man, don't go to the gas station. Stop spending your money at that gas station. Stop spending your money there. Fill up with that card.
Come on, let's do it.
The process is a very simple process. Get your credit right. Either at that point, if you don't have a business to invest in, that's okay. But get your credit right so that you can go get your house. You can go get your car.
That's right.
You can live. You can go take a small vacation with you and your family. Put it on credit, pay it back. You know what I'm saying? Do those things to live the life you deserve. Okay. 2, if you do decide to do a business, we do help with business structuring as well. And then after business structuring comes funding.
Come on.
All right. So that's the sequence. You go personal credit, do whatever you want with that, whether it's personal or not, then structure your business properly and get funded to scale whatever it is your dreams are.
Yeah.
This was so good. I'm a guy. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's what you say, right? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Don't get fed.
I want to ask for another favor. Can I ask for a favor?
Pull a seat up at the table.
Let's go. Yo, what I want to ask from you guys is that you guys come back up on the platform, because I feel you guys are offered so much information, and you got so much to pour into the people, and you got the ability to change people's lives if people wanted to change their own lives. And you guys are actually taking the steps and working with them. And the thing is, our community needs it, like badly, because this is how we start breaking those generational curses, and we start, building that wealth to where we can pass down not only to our children but our children's children. And we
see you are with your podcast.
Come
and
on,
a Respectfully Great line. I see you. Listen, let's get you there. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Respectfully Great.
We see you. We see you. That's where it starts. And you know what? I appreciate your consistency. because consistency is key.
Yeah,
You don't care who's
yeah,
watching, how many
yeah.
people are
Nah,
watching.
not
You
at
in
all.
here
You
and
locking
you
in.
ready to lock
You
in
locking
You
in.
show
and
up.
give the gems away too. Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have this platform to speak to our community.
Yeah,
And just to double back one thing, I was about to say something like all people got to start believing in our people.
yeah,
Stop believing in that all people trying to game our own people.
yeah, man.
Everybody's not out here to be scamming and to be shysty.
Nope.
Some people want to see you win,
Absolutely.
but you got to believe that. Sometimes
Absolutely.
it's you picking up the wrong energy.
Come on,
It
loved
ain't the
ones.
energy that's coming to you. Sometimes it's you.
Yep.
You
Yep.
gotta look in the mirror and ask yourself that
Yep.
sometimes. Sometimes everything you need will be right in front of you. But instead
Whoo.
you keep shunning it away.
Yep.
God ain't gonna keep throwing these blessings in front of you and you keep not taking them.
Mm. Me hit that thing right on the nose, man.
Mm-hmm.
CF Consultants, Eliana Perez, Shawn Anderson. Is there
You heard?
anything that we missed tonight that you guys that we just didn't touch on that you guys want to touch on?
Probably got a lot. We can go
Yeah,
forever.
me
Yeah,
too.
So
to be
Me too.
honest with
I don't
you,
know.
listen, we
Where the
don't.
questions at? Where they got
You know what?
questions out there?
Yeah, I got some questions. I got
They
questions. I
got,
got
Listen,
questions
if,
for days.
yeah, we can. We got time for some questions.
All
I
right,
mean, it's
let's do
really
it.
all about what the people want to hear to
Absolutely.
help them invest in themselves.
Oh,
Listen,
let's do it.
we're here to show up and show out and show you we know what we're talking
Come
about.
on, loved ones.
So
Let's do it. All right, so let me go through some of these questions.
go
Here
for
we
it.
go. For someone listening with a 520 credit score, where should they start?
You should start, and I should have said this in the beginning, to be honest with you. You should always start by knowing your credit, by
Mm,
knowing. So the two platforms that we use to look at people's credit. So those for those five people, those first five people,
mm-hmm.
don't forget to mention the Respectfully Great podcast that
Come
are
on.
gonna deliver on themselves.
Yes, yes.
We do review their Credit Karma accounts and their Experian accounts. So those two
Great.
accounts are we always recommend that they start there. Learn how to read your credit, which we also help educate on.
Mhm.
What to look at,
Yep,
what banks are looking at, what to work
yep.
on, and
We
Yeah.
things
let
like
you know
that.
which banks is pulling from what because you might not have that information, but we
Yeah.
are privy to that information. So we
Well,
will
yeah.
give you a list of banks that pull from here, there, so we know that.
Yeah, so
Powerful.
knowing where your credit is, knowing what credit is, because
Mm,
like you said, a lot of people in our community aren't even aware of what it is.
absolutely. They still tuck that money in their pocket.
Mhm.
Straight up.
Listen, man, old ways gotta die sometime.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
You
The
gotta
bring in
move
the
with
new.
the
We gotta get
times,
out with the
baby.
old. Gotta
That's
let
right.
the old go.
That's
Come
right.
on. Okay. It says, what's one mistake you guys made starting out in this space that you are in right now? What's one mistake?
This space right here.
Yeah, in general, just like go.
I'm about to say
Like
we
Define.
ain't,
entrepreneurship
Yeah,
or like the whole credit
entrepreneurship.
and funding with real estate phase?
I
Because
would
I got
say
we
another
starting.
business.
talking about
I
other
got
things.
another business I made mistakes in. This ain't one of them.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is
So
it.
yeah. So along this journey, you guys had a clean slate. You had
Well,
no
listen, I
hiccups.
had an Amazon business. I had an
Mm-hmm.
Amazon business. I was doing great in my Amazon business. I started making almost $10,000 a month with my Amazon business.
Mm-hmm.
Then my business got shut down unexpectedly, and my funds got tied up. And
Mm.
then that messed my credit up because this how I was paying back. This how I was paying back my credit. This where the 30,000 and stuff come into play. So that's one
Wow.
mistake I made. But I ain't give up.
Not
Kept
at all.
fighting,
Not
dust
at all.
myself
What you
off,
learn
kept
from?
my head high, and I got right. So
Absolutely.
now I'm trying to help other people know what I know and help them get right if they in that type of situation.
I like that.
In my mind, I think our mistake was not knowing about this space prior to doing anything else.
Mm.
Because knowing about credit and knowing about getting funded is really what is allowing people to scale the
Mm-hmm.
way that we wanted to scale in the first place.
Yeah,
If we would have had all of this game and the knowledge, we would have been blown up.
yeah,
We would have
Easily.
been out of here.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It would have been a wrap. You
But
know
now
what I mean? But I mean,
you know,
it was a mistake that you know what it really didn't bite us in the ass because our 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 hard work paid off
Paid off.
anyway.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, I didn't let not knowing credit, not knowing funding from stopping me from investing in real estate, from
yep,
getting
Mm.
deals done,
yep.
from going to the closing table, from doing all that stuff. But now, with the knowledge that I have on credit and funding, watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Let's go. Let's
your
go.
blessing always show up on time if you're willing to accept it.
Say it again. Say that. Run
Your
it back.
blessing always show up on time if you're willing to accept it.
Ah, I like that. I
Sorry,
like
I'm
that.
not a rapper, so I can't be coming out with these bars like he's been
Boy,
all night,
yo, he
okay?
drop he dropping left and right.
I ain't know I
That boy
had
good.
balls.
That boy good.
This guy is good. This guy's
I was keeping it real. You know how I do.
Yeah,
You know what I
yo,
mean?
yo, for real though.
Everything come from the heart. I want to see
it's
everybody
all
win.
real, all real.
And
That's
I
why
think
I
that's
always,
what.
listen, you know me. Everybody know me. Everybody that know me know
No, you
where I stand at. And I come from the
absolutely,
heart. Always want to see people win. Since a youngin. Nothing
absolutely.
changed with me.
Yep.
I don't change. Some people might change, situation might change, but I don't change. I
And I
remain
think
who
that's
I
what
am, and that's
separates
why I
y'all.
feel like I get the chance to be successful at things because I remain who I am. I
Absolutely.
don't do anything. If someone do me wrong, I don't do them wrong.
No,
I take it with a grain of salt and I keep it moving, keep my head high.
absolutely. I think that's what really separates y'all because I know y'all hearts like we family, so I know y'all guys personally, and we've
Hmm.
learned and grown together. So I know that you
Mm.
guys really, really care. And the thing is, when you have people that's in your corner that actually care, it makes you care a little bit more too. A lot of times we
Yep.
walk past things, you walk in the street, and somebody may pick up a piece of paper, and the next time you think about dropping a piece of paper, you thinking about that time that person picked up the paper. So you start to say,
Hmm.
you know what? Let me not throw this in litter. Let me just stuff this paper in my pocket and wait till I see the appropriate garbage to throw it in. And I learned that along my journey too about.
Yep.
Funny you say that. I mean, funny. I say that stories because I was one of those individuals that threw things out the window all the time. And my girl, Liz, used to tell me, stop throwing things out the window. Stop littering.
Mhm.
Stop littering. Stop littering. And
Yeah,
and
shout out to Liz, not to cut you off, but shout out to Liz. You know
Yes.
why I'm gonna tell you shout out to Liz? Because you gotta get around people that hold you accountable. If you
absolutely,
don't got nobody that holds you accountable, man, you're gonna be all over the place. I keep
absolutely,
people around me that's gonna tell me about myself. You
true
need that
indeed,
sometimes. You need that realignment when you at a
absolutely.
line.
Yep.
Somebody gotta be around you to tell you like, not yo, you know what? Oh nah, you shouldn't have did that
Yeah,
play.
you got a pocket.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? You better than that. You could have moved this way.
Yep.
But when you ain't got those things around you, when you don't implement the right people around you, once again, I go right back to the right people.
Yep.
The right people is so intricate for where you need to go.
Mm, talk about it. Let's
Where
go.
you need to go, you're not gonna get there unless you build that.
Mm,
If you don't have it, it's on you to build it.
yep.
So
Yep.
you get out there, talk to people, mingle, stop being shy.
Yep.
When you get in these rooms, stop being shy. Speak up, walk up to people, and say, "What's going on, bro? How you doing, yo? Yeah, I see what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Give me some information on that. My name is such and such. Lock in, get phone numbers out there.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do a little bit of politicking.
Yep.
And that's something that we do well. I know my position. She know her position. We don't get in the way of each other's position.
I like
That's what
that.
makes us a good team.
Mm. So you
I'm
guys know
not
your
trying to get
strengths
in.
and you know
I'm
your
not trying to get
weaknesses.
in her way when she going to the hole the door layup or something. I'm
Ah,
not getting in her way. I
nope.
see what
He
she.
alley hoops it.
You feel
Aye.
me?
Come on.
And she know when I'm on go mode and I'm getting to what I'm doing. Let me do what I do.
Let them
Because
cook.
at the end of the day, we bring a fullback for the team.
Ooh, powerful. See,
and yeah, believe it or not, we're only two of four partners. So, compatible financial consultants is many partners, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it ain't just us.
But we all play our role, like, you know what I
absolutely.
mean? Our two partners, they're there, they do what they got to do, they deliver in their aspects, we
Mm-hmm.
deliver in our aspects, we bring what we bring to the table, they
Hmm.
bring what they bring to the table, which is all nothing but knowledge and love.
Hmm.
We don't gatekeep, we
Yep.
give knowledge.
Yep. We give out the give out the game.
So
Give out the game.
that's the game. That's the name of the game. I mean, we're out here to help everybody else, and as a team, it can flourish. So it works
And
for us.
and I hope everybody soaked up some good knowledge from us tonight. I hope nobody feel like we wasted their time. I hope
No,
they
not at
enjoyed
all.
it.
I did.
And I hope they lock in with us. And we ready to work with y'all whenever y'all willing to work. This ain't something y'all got to jump on right now. Whenever you
Absolutely.
ready.
Absolutely.
Whenever you ready. When you feel comfortable. But
True
just know
indeed.
that we here and you have outlets. You got people that's willing to help you.
Mm. I know. I tell you what. I know if nobody came through tonight, I know you helped me.
Click the link in the bio.
You helped the guard tonight. I tell you that much.
Put it
Boy, y'all gave me
on.
so much
Yeah.
sauce. Y'all
We're
gave me so
Yeah.
ready.
much game. And
Yeah,
and,
we're
and the
gonna
thing is
run it.
that it made me really prioritize on actually really because let me tell you, when I was younger, when I said okay, I wanted to buy a house,
Mm-hmm.
funding that was credit cards. That wasn't even a thought. I thought I had to save up $500,000 to go buy a home. So
Yeah.
when I was out there, my goal was to get a $500,000 in cash to
Mm-hmm.
go buy a home, not
That's
knowing
the
that
thought process.
That's how a
if
lot of people think.
you
When
understand.
you don't, well, look, when you don't know, you don't know what you don't know.
Absolutely
That's why you pay to play, because you don't know what you don't know.
correct.
You pay to play so we can drop some of this on you, so you can make that move, so you can feel comfortable when you make that move.
Mm.
Not like you stressed out. Cause dang, I just saved up all this money. I just blew it in one shot. Like, oh my god, like, damn.
Yep.
Now you back to square one.
Square one.
You ain't never trying to go back to square one.
Not at all.
So I suggest everybody tap in with us. I
Absolutely.
suggest everybody come get some money.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yes,
Money on the
yeah,
table.
750, yeah, 750, cool. But listen, when
For
you want,
just the first 5 people, don't get that twisted. Okay?
yo, listen, yo, yo, cheap work ain't good and good work ain't cheap.
Come on.
Stay
So,
away
You want
from
quality, you got to
cheapos.
pay for the quality.
Cheapos, stay away from them. They're
Absolutely.
contagious.
so you look at it. I know a lot of people out here that try to get their credit fixed and got smoked.
Me being one of them,
I'm
I
one of them
will
too.
admit it.
You feel me?
I
Many
admit
times.
it with pride at this point
Many
I know a
because
times.
now
lot
I
of
know
people.
better.
I know a lot of people. If anybody taking 9 months to do your credit and all that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We can turn some of this around in 30 days.
That
Yep.
fast?
That
We can
fast.
turn some of this around in 30 days.
Whoa.
There are a couple of people with reports that are a little tougher, but nothing more than 6 months.
That's why you gotta listen to words, keywords, some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This say everything.
You
Yeah.
say all.
But believe
Yep.
it or not, a lot of people in our community they're simple because they never even took the chance of getting real crazy debt. You're talking about people who might owe like $1,000, $2,000 because that's all they were able to get credit for.
Correct.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's simple work.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
clean that up
saying?
quick.
We also deal with people with repos, bankruptcies,
All that.
consolidation debts,
All that.
all of that.
Wow.
So, those reports and those clients, we don't, we'll be very realistic. You know what I'm saying? But you're not paying me a monthly subscription. You pay me one time and I get to work, and I don't want my money to stretch too long either. I don't want to be paid $90 a month. I'd rather get it done in 3 months and be like, all right, I got $300 a month out of this.
Absolutely.
It's all math.
But one thing you need to know with us, when you come with us, you're gonna get taken care of. That's all you need to know. And we're gonna walk through it with you. You ain't gotta do it by yourself. We're gonna do it together.
Man. I wanna ask you guys one more question before I let y'all go.
I'm here for it.
I'm gonna search through because I got a bunch of questions here, but I'm gonna search
Oh,
through.
You know what?
No, hold on,
We'll give
yeah.
you 5 more questions.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna keep it real.
I
I went
ain't
by
got
so
no-
quick. I ain't think we was
Yeah.
gonna be on here
To be
this
honest
long.
with you, I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, what am I going to talk about?
I told you because you know why? I told you we gonna be cooking because everything is coming from the heart and it's genuine. So you guys got the knowledge. You guys know the blueprint.
got
You
it.
guys
We're gonna
is
give it.
embedded in your brains already. And I told y'all this before we even started conversing. I said, yo, I'm not worried about nothing that's on paper because anything that I'm gonna ask you, you already got the answers. I already know you got the answers. We conversed. We talked about these things, and there's nothing that. If you guys don't know, you say, well, I don't know that. I researched that and I come back and I give you the answer. But these things that, like, you guys know this thing handle with fists, and I really want to show people how we can have dialogue and conversation, and people
sure.
just come in the chat and ask you questions, and you guys know. And because you're
sure.
giving us sound advice, you're giving us where to go, you're telling us what banks to use, you're letting us know that there is funding. You letting us know that, hey, you got a 520 credit score. The first thing we're gonna do is open up a monitoring service so you should see where your credit is at. Know your credit score.
We gotta see
know
where
what
we
you got
start.
going on. We start from the very basics. But these are some of the things that people that don't know what they're talking about miss out on. So you taking us through literally the first steps to where, hey, you got repos, you got student loans, you got X, Y, and Z.
You take care of all that.
Bankruptcy. We
Like
get
I
that off
said,
too.
if they're like working your credit in a negative way, we're gonna try to get rid of them. I mean, there are good, like I said, there's good debt and there's bad debt. We leverage good debt and try to negate the bad debt. So
Correct.
that's what we do. You got to leverage the right debt.
Absolutely.
It's time to leverage yourself.
But we'll never
Absolutely.
leave you standing where you can't optimize your credit. Like, we'll always put you in position Because,
Love that.
like I said, whether it's personally you want to go buy your house, I mean, listen, there are certain things that mortgage companies have their own terms and restrictions that you have to go talk to a mortgage company, but your credit ain't going to be one of them that's going to stop you.
Mm, I dig that. I love that. And nothing stopping us. Nothing stopping us
That's
on this
right.
path to
Yeah.
financial freedom.
Look,
Generational curses
somebody might
breaking.
be out there with child support. You know you can pay child support with credit too.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
You can pay child support with credit too.
I ain't. Come on. See, yo, listen.
Come get right.
Oh my
What
gosh.
you talking about? They taking your license over your child support. You don't want to go to work. Come on, listen, man.
You don't want to do
All that,
nothing.
Right.
Child
It's
support
creating
real.
bombs out
all
here.
that changed today.
That
I
child
ain't gonna let
support
them
is
keep taking
real.
fathers for child support. I'm here for you, fellas. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get right.
You
You
know,
heard?
Ay, man.
Holla at me, man.
But yeah, nah, like that's what we're here. We're here to give game. Anybody have more questions? Bring them on. I mean, we got a babysitter for the night, so
absolutely. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Let me ask
we
you this.
locking in.
Come on. Let me. All right.
Yeah, and not only that, we bring our son to these meetings too.
Ooh, don't
Just
get
know
me
that.
twisted. My son, he
Don't know
talks
that.
about nothing but
So look,
financial freedom. Mommy, let's be free. Let's do this. My son
Mm,
be talking to me.
look, they don't care about you bringing your kids when you spend the money.
nah, not at all. Bring
You know what
everybody.
I'm saying?
Bring
So
everybody.
we get the job done no matter what.
Plus, like my parents did to me, I plan on doing to Shawn. I'm grooming him to be a boss.
Ooh, yo, listen. I had an ill question for that too. Let me show you what I asked. If little Shawn is 18 years old right
Oh, he
now,
said.
what? You were born. What?
Yeah,
First
I know
born.
what. Yo, you heard?
That's a 50. That's a 50. What advice would you give him about money and mindset?
You want to go
Little
first? Go
Shawn's
ahead.
18 years old right now.
First of all, I'll put him on my credit cards. I have him as an authorized user on my credit, so his credit can go up,
I like that.
and so I can put him in position from the start. So then I will ask him. I will see what he's into, and what he would like to start a business in. Then I will help him. I will help him get his business in order on how to structure and put it together.
Mm,
Then I would take those steps and go get funding for him because I already put him on my credit, so he has a credit history already. So he ain't gotta wait.
So
So
basically,
he can make the play off the back of what I did.
yes, we're already positioning him. We're just like I said, all we got to do is groom his mindset to be a boss, to know that there's more out there for him instead of working and growing other people's businesses. Because to be set, he's going to be set.
yeah,
You know, it's not even about where he's going to be. It's about what he wants to do with his life. And at
absolutely.
that point, we have to then take into consideration what we did and if it went to where we wanted it to go, where it's okay, now he's in an entrepreneurial mindset and he knows to leverage what he needs to leverage to get ahead. Or, God forbid, he doesn't take anything we're trying to teach him. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I mean, I don't think that that would happen because, to be honest with you, with two parents like us and, you know, the family we come from.
But listen, you always want that to be an option because kids don't want to do everything you want to do, but you want
yeah.
to implement a strong foundation for them to where they have an option to do so.
Believe it or not, a
Absolutely.
lot of people are out here
Absolutely.
purchasing. There's another play. There's a lot of people out here purchasing previously owned LLCs with history, good business credit history, because their kids don't want to purchase or take over their companies.
Yeah, you can buy somebody LLC.
So you can buy someone else's great running LLC, whether you want to keep it structured that way or if it didn't structure the way you want, you
hold
can
on,
change it.
We're gonna
So
be giving our
that's
game
a-
all night. Hold on, we
That's
got
another play. So,
This is. I even cut the wisdom, beloved. This is why I said.
listen, you brought it up
Yo, listen.
about
I'm telling you, listen. Y'all cooking the gumbo. You overcook the gumbo. You're going crazy. You're going. I'm trying to tell you. Yo, I try. Listen. I'll be honest with you. I try to pump it. Just the reason being because you guys have so much wealth of information, and
Mhm.
I know on our platform it's a lot, but there's so much help here, and I want you guys to come back and we do another segment of this process.
Well,
The
listen,
next time we come back,
this is our first podcast, so you
shout
know,
out to all. Clap it
yeah,
up.
to the
Respectfully
respectfully
great.
great. Yeah,
Respectfully great.
but yeah, no, it's only going to keep getting better. I mean, the way that we're going to, continue to deliver is going to change, and
Listen,
we're growing with everyone too. We just know a little bit more because we paid to play, and
True
we
indeed.
we we learn to earn.
Mm,
So we pay to learn what we want to learn to earn the money we want to make.
hmm
absolutely.
and,
So, and we're here to help everybody, leverage
and the
themselves
next
to get
time,
there.
and the next time we come back here, we will have our mentor program.
Mm,
So if anybody want to sign up to our mentor program, where we give you all the gems that we have,
come
and
on.
we're gonna lock in with you, and you'll be able to lock in with us and have a little mentorship every week
Yep.
where we
And
show
we'll
up for
be
you.
a little
Come
bit more
on.
accessible to everyone at that point too,
Beautiful
because of
thing.
course.
So that'll be
Beautiful
starting
thing.
soon. So just look out for that. And
I
when we
can't wait.
drop
I'm gonna
it,
be in it. Tell
listen,
you that much.
we come back to the Respectfully Great podcast and drop it here first.
Listen, I need a seat. I need a seat. Save me a seat.
You heard?
Hmm.
Save me a seat. Yeah, listen, are there limited seats?
Well, at this time there will be in our
Okay.
first round of mentorship,
Mm-hmm.
yes, because we just want to make sure we really get hands on and deliver to those mentees who are willing to invest in themselves what they deserve to get.
True indeed.
If they're gonna pay, we want to give them what they worth. So we want to make sure we don't overdo it.
Absolutely.
Make sure you have full access to us.
But
Man,
it's
I love
only
you
going to be
guys.
growing from here. So you could either grow with us or get left behind like you all have
Come
been.
on. Come on. Come on. This is the option is yours. The red pill, or the blue pill. What Neo said.
Yep,
Which one you want to take? The red pill, or
Mhm.
the
that's
blue
right.
pill. You feel
That's
me?
right.
I really, really commend you guys for really showing up and showing out because it means a lot to me. It shows that not only for your business, you guys showed up for business, but you showed up as a friend of mine and a loved one and a family member. Because these are the things where when we learning and growing, these are the steps where we look. When you talk about support, this is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Listen,
want
don't think we're not dropping your name in big boy rooms, okay?
you ready? I know that's what I'm saying. You already been.
Respectfully
I
great
know the
is in
All
the
plays
right,
room.
already.
you
I've
So
know,
been
we in
telling you
the
about.
room, respectfully great in the
Come
room.
on,
I
loved
told
ones.
you, I got
You
some
told me
plays
that.
lined up for you.
Come on,
I'm
family,
telling you,
and this is why I
they better
always
look
want to
out. They
constantly.
better look out for Johnny Quest out here.
Come on, loved one. This is why I gotta keep
Yeah.
paying it forward because I know what y'all really do in real time. Cameras on, cameras off. Y'all hearts is really in the right place and y'all do the right thing when people are looking and when
That's
people ain't
right.
looking. And that counts. That shows integrity because a lot of people could talk all these things on camera and get off camera and just
Mm-hmm.
be a scumbag. And the thing is that
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
when people know your history as being upstanding people and standing on business, standing on your
Mm-hmm.
standing on what your morals and your belief system, being by your family side, do right or wrong, willing to tell the people and holding people accountable when you
Mhm.
doing the wrong thing and the right thing.
Yeah.
I applaud that because this is the
Yeah.
circle that I need to be in. This is my circle. You
This
Yeah.
know what I'm
is your
saying? And I
circle,
know
brother.
this is how we
Yeah.
moving, and it counts. And I want to make sure that everybody know how much you mean to me, the platform, and how much you mean to the people that you already come in contact with because people depend on y'all. And I know they depend
Mm-hmm.
on you for a lot of the right reasons because everybody
Hmm.
that's around you want to level up if they not already leveled up. So the people that's already leveled up, they trying to pull y'all up. That counts. And
They
everybody
pulling
else
us.
that's beneath,
Y'all
you
can
people
ride
know
with
it.
us. Let's go.
Come on,
Yep.
loved ones.
I'm telling you
I'm.
because it's we're really here just to help and love on the people. Because listen, your success is my success.
True indeed.
Mm-hmm. And
True
success
indeed.
loves speed. Remember that.
Success, love, speed. We gonna win
And
the
we're gonna
game.
leave it off at this, man.
Yep.
Come get some of grandma's cooking and pull a seat up at the table.
Come on. Let's go.
Yup.
You
Let's
heard?
go.
Come get some of grandma's cooking. Pull that seat up.
But
Let's
yeah, I hope
go.
I like Sean said, I hope it's I hope it was enough to at least let you guys know that we're not playing around.
Not at
We're
all.
really here to help all you guys. We're here to gain your trust. Listen, we understand the skepticalness, but it's really all in your head. As
Right.
long as you do your investigating, invest in yourself
Yep.
because at the end of the day, that's where it starts. It's right here. If you stop yourself, you're gonna go nowhere.
That's right.
Believe it or
Man.
not, there's I'm gonna take a book right out of one of our speakers in the last one. There's everybody has at least how many thoughts running through their head?
Oh,
At
thousands,
least
right?
like 120,000 thoughts running through
Word.
their heads a day.
Yeah,
A
that's Jim
day.
Quick methods.
Mm-hmm.
80% of them thoughts are negative.
Yep.
Yep.
And 80% of them is reoccurring.
Yep. So that means the same thoughts that
Reoccurring
keep
negative
popping up.
thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you got to try to fight all of those negative thoughts to push past it because at the end of the day, that's what's holding you back.
You gotta learn to be strong for you. Nobody else gonna be strong for you. You gotta learn how to be strong for yourself. Build that mental capacity up. Do something with it.
True
But
indeed.
I'd like to thank you for having
Yes,
us, man.
having
Oh,
us.
light work. Light
I
work on
love
my
Like
I
end.
love what you're doing. I
we
love the
enjoyed it,
platform you're
definitely.
True
building for
indeed.
yourself, for our community. It's just amazing.
I'm
You
happy.
keep putting in the work, brother, because we
Oh,
see it.
oh yeah, we gonna
Yep.
cook. We gonna cook. Let them cook. We gonna cook. Give the people your handles one more time.
Yep.
Please do
All
that.
right. Well, my Instagram is underscore Eliana, period, the dot, Perez, Perez. So let me spell that for you just because I
Yep.
don't
Do it again
expect
one more
you
time.
guys
Yep.
to know. Well, even though my
Absolutely.
name is on the screen.
Yep.
But it's underscore Eliana dot Perez, Perez underscore. Our business page is CF Consultants on Instagram and all platforms.
Yep.
And then Shawn can give his.
Mine's is BONEZ underscore CEO. That's BONEZ underscore CEO. That's on TikTok, Instagram,
All platforms.
Snapchat, whatever. You come holler at me. I'm
Yes,
on
sir.
Threads too. I'm gonna be everywhere. Everywhere you not, I'm there.
Yeah, let's get it.
You heard?
Yes.
Man, we are signing out with that, man. I love you guys and be
Love you
well,
more.
man.
Love
We're gonna
you.
do this again. We're gonna do this
Yes.
again.
Love.
Big love. Big love.
Have a great night, everybody. Come see us if you have any questions.
Absolutely.
That was fucking deep. Loud as fuck, man.
That was super, super powerful, man. Super dope.